Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Down. This is the channel where we aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent cigars and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to the experience. Today we're going to do a compendium series selection, and that is comprised of each element of what the Dry Down is all about. It's going to include a scent, which is the By Kilian Pearl Oud, which is a beautifully done damask / Turkish rose fragrance, phenomenally done by the house of By Kilian. The cigar is an M.X.S Ace Prime made signature series. It is in a collaborative effort with the Hall of Fame NBA player Dominique Wilkins. And then last but not least, the wine selection that I choose to bring to you today is a Napa Valley, California Cabernet done by Oberon. If this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and let's enhance. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated, we're going to get into the scent profile first. This is a scent that I picked up in late 2022. And this scent is Pearl Oud, which is signed by Christian Provenzano. And to me, experiencing Pearl Oud is like entering the doors of a palatial estate. This is a fragrance that is opulent and timeless. It has elements that make it so elegant. Starting out, the opening of this fragrance is a blast of saffron that in itself is an ingredient that is almost as precious as perhaps the famous gemstone that this particular fragrance is inspired by. It is one that is, I'd say, it is a creation that is, it greets us with all this glory. It's the saffron along with a enveloping and narcotic ylang-ylang that is also enveloped by a dirty yet approachable animatic castoreum, which brings a harsh yet tangible experience of it going into a real rough animatic leather, but it's such a smooth composition and blend. It's one of the best I've put my nose on. A spicy, enveloping opening that leads to a rich veil of Turkish rose and a narcotic indolic jasmine in the heart, with a buttery, warm, silky iris that is intertwined with the floral essence of the rose, which makes it lemony fresh. And like I said, slightly indolic yet jammy sweet because of some of the central parts of the composition. It is an intensity that in bringing forth how to describe this fragrance, let me say this. It is intensely fragrant because of that aforementioned saffron that is laced and it laced itself and intertwined with each part of this particular fragrance. It's a touch of peppery nuance to it. It is a touch of leathery nuance to it. And also the spiciness of what it is so good. It's a rugged animatic nuance that also brought to you by the castoreum. It adds an incredible dose of depth, structure, and to that iridescent, powdery iris, it elevates the star composition, which is the rose. It makes it so enigmatic and mesmerizing. And then you get the Indian oud with this fragrance. And my goodness, it is the first 5 minutes, it is a fragrance that can bring you into a transformative state. It can take you transitional because it is a fragrance that has that what we call fecal barnyard funk. But after 5 minutes, the settling in on the skin is just immaculate. It is this is an exquisite interpretation. It's modern, woody, leathery, slightly earthy, and a sumptuous yet delicate and elegant, inspiring rose fragrance. There's so much I can say about it, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention that Pearl Oud is a fragrance that, to me, is one I get everything that people can say about the barnyard and fecalness, but in this fragrance, that barnyard and fecalness, if it wasn't there, it would not be as special as it is. Very beautiful composition. As I stated, the opening at just 2 inches from the nose, and you shouldn't plow your nose into your fragrance, especially one like this when you first get into it. But when you bring your nose close to it, and you get that Turkish damask rose damascene, along with the Indian oud, the this is a great saffron that they've put into this composition. Very well balancing with the other notes. Made it a great, elegant, upscale fragrance. Oud, of course, is in this. So woody, leathery, powdery. Yet in the powdery, it's a smoothness to the powdery. It's not one of those fragrances that you'll say, oh, it's a woman's handbag. It's a softness that it brings to the leather accord. It makes it like almost like a cashmere wood, but they use cedar in this particular composition. And that made it such a beautiful fragrance for me to present to you guys today. Once again, that is By Kilian's Pearl Oud, done by Christian Provenzano. I believe this particular essence was brought out in 2015. I'll put it down in the show notes and let you guys know. But this is a great one to get your nose on. It is right now currently being offered on the Kilian website. If you can't get a sample, I'm not sure if they offer samples, but this is one that is sure to up a level of elegance in any person's fragrance wardrobe. And once again, that is By Kilian Pearl Oud. Once it was a Doha special, which made it a regional special. You couldn't even get it in America for a while, but now it's accessible to the entire world, I believe. So once again, By Kilian Pearl Oud, fantastic fragrance. All right, guys, and now for the cigar memoir. Today I want to present to you guys the M.X.S. Ace Prime manufactured signature collaboration effort with Dominique Wilkins, the NBA great, the all-time top 50 NBA legend. You know, growing up in the 1990s, seeing this man become of age is not only a great human being, but also a fantastic human highlight reel. It is so much of an honor of mine to smoke this particular cigar and see it come to the market and enjoy it the way I did. This is, the Vitola is a Toro Extra. The length of this particular cigar is 6.5 inches. The ring gauge on it is 54, so it's a pretty large cigar. The origins are Nicaraguan, with the wrapper being a Mexican San Andrea. The binder is being Nicaraguan descent, and the filler is a Nicaraguan and Dominican Republic blend. And so right now it's done out of the factory that it's made in is Tabacalera Picado, and the blender is Luciano Mariellis. In this particular cigar, industry-wide, I could see it being sold for $17, but in my particular region, it's $12.50 to $13.50. Now, if you take a look at this particular cigar, one thing about it, it has a very nice chocolate, almost a leathery tone. The textures of it are toothy, very veiny, but minimal seams. I love the foot band. The foot band, well, not the foot band, but the band is actually a gorgeous black and gold band with his signature on it. The M.X.S comes across very well. Worn it nicely, holding the hand, look professional and presentable with. Very nicely done cigar. Nice. At the foot, you get a great cacao nib. Ah, man. A beautiful cacao nib. Coffee. No peppery essences, though. That's one thing about this cigar that I'm fond of now that I've smoked a couple of them. The peppery essences are very minimal in the cigar. You can get that out the foot where none approaches the nose, comes into the nostrils. So, with this particular cigar, for me, the experience of this one was magnificent, I'll say. It was not one that was I would put into a top 10 cigar list right now, but the experience was nice. They had some nice, soft, white peppercorn spiciness, no leathery nuances. It was cacao nibs, chocolatey, like almost like a Hershey's cocoa powder taste to it. It had some lactonic touches, which made it slightly oily, creamy on the tongue and palate. The body of the smoke was... The body of the smoke in this particular cigar, the two that I smoked previous, And I'm going to see if it continues with the third. They all came from the same box, but I'll see. The body of the smoke is quite light, so it's an easy smoke to retrohale, easy to hold into the mouth, get a nice palate feel, nice cheek wall feeling to see how it really expands in flavors in your mouth. The blend of this particular cigar is one that I'm very, very impressed with because it had all the nuances that I can enjoy in a dark cigar when approaching one and thinking in that manner. It had the chocolate it had the cacao, a slight white peppercorn, some spiciness. I'm going to say a muted spice, almost like a nutmeg or a clove, which was very good in the second third of the cigar. Smoke time of these was very long. It took a long time to get through, which made it enjoyable because the smoke was very cool on both cigars that I smoked previous. And all around a very nicely done cigar. I appreciate what M.X.S did in including Dominique Wilkins in this particular collaboration because they hit this one right on the head when they wanted to come into the market with it. It is a very good cigar to smoke with a after dinner. Of course, as a dessert cigar for me because of the chocolateness that comes off it very well. And the slight leatheriness. And that, I'm sure that leatheriness is just what I'll say is this. It's more of a suede nuance than it is a leathery nuance. And that goes into the last third, which makes it a very, very relaxing cigar to smoke. I enjoyed it greatly. I'm so glad that I picked these up to review. I'm not really into giving point systems, but I would give this a good recommendation that someone goes out. If they're looking for a new cigar to smoke, have a cigar lounge experience, and they see the M.X.S in collaboration with Dominique Wilkins, grab it off the shelf, give it a shot because it is one that you will enjoy. I'll say this, if you are a person that enjoys Liga Privada cigars, this is a cigar that I would say is not in direct competition, but in the same vein with the nuances and textures of the cigar, the smoke profile, smoke feel, and those chocolatey touches of it, with a lot less of the bold body and a lot less of the actual pepperness that comes off the Liga Privadas for me. So once again, that's the M.X.S signed by Dominique Wilkins in collaboration with him, one of the greatest NBA players of all time. I suggest you try to get out. If you see this particular cigar, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Put in the comment below. Did you have a good experience like I did with this particular cigar? Because I had a great cigar experience smoking both of these at the lounge the other night. All right. And so last but not least, as we continue this compendium selection, I have, if you guys have watched my channel in the past, it's been a while. But if you have watched my channel, you guys know that I'm a very big fan of Cabernet Sauvignon. And today I have for you presenting a 2019 Cabernet Sauvignon by Oberon. It is a Napa County Cabernet. This is, it's 92.4% Cabernet Sauvignon, along with a small amount of Petit Verdot and a very minimal touch of Zinfandel. This wine is sourced from vineyards throughout Napa Valley, including Rutherford, Oakville, Oak Knoll, St. Helena, and others. And it spends 13 months inside of 45% French oak barrels. That's the label. Done by Michael Modavi family, a great importer of wines. And when he does one in the California region, I'm grabbing one. So the 2019 Oberon, it begins with a pleasing and complex aroma of black cherry, blueberry, blackberry, some smoky spice with hints of dark chocolate. That's one of my favorite experiences when drinking Cabernet Sauvignon. It's always a nice red meat dinner meal wine. I love, and that's what I'm into in the wintertime right now. It's also a great burger, a fantastic burger wine. Don't shy away from Cabernet Sauvignons when you're eating grilled meats, and also those nice, when you go to a nice high-end restaurant that serves burgers and you get a for a burger, hey, ain't nothing wrong with getting you a nice Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a very nicely done wine for that particular experience. The taste of the wine is smooth. It shows lots of juicy berry notes, nice spice accords. It has touches of herbs. There's a really slight rosemary accord to it, and that's when you oxidize it, you give a nice swirl to the glass. You will pick it up Not prominent, but it is a slight nice touch to it with herbs. It has lots of well integrated oak notes, makes it smooth across the palate, and gives it a nice bit of excellent depth to it. Also, the wine ends dry in the cheek walls, dry on the tongue, a nice amount of tannins to it. It is, along with those lasting juicy and fruity notes, it has a little bit of oak that I mentioned. It also has a little bit of tobacco in this particular wine. It has a little minerality as well from that volcano soil that it comes from. Touches of, I would say, when I was thinking about it earlier today to present it to you, I was thinking like this almost has a coffee feel, which makes it a great, not only a be party of a dinner meal, but an after dinner meal with something like the M.X.S, because that coffee and chocolate of both of these can intertwine and give you a great experience. This one here, to me, it remains nice and easy to drink. Some Cabernet Sauvignons can take you for a loop, but this one doesn't. The alcohol, I believe, was 13.7% on this one, which makes it a great after dinner wine, a real table wine, or a nice gift for anyone who enjoys red wines. Once again, that is the 2019 Oberon Napa County Cabernet Sauvignon. Great wine to get your nose, mouth, and lips on. All right, family, that's our video for today. The Compendium series, including the Napa County Oberon, the beautifully done Turkish Rose, Damasceno Rose, Pearl Oud by the House of Kilian, a very elegant perfume, and the M.X.S co-signed with Hall of Fame great NBA legend Dominique Wilkins. This has been a great experience for me to present to you guys. If you found anything of entertaining or educational value with this particular video, drop a like below. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of any of these if you've had them. If you got any questions about them, I'll be happy to answer them. Until next time, let's continue to enhance, elevate, and let's stay blessed.